This is the second video on this question about analysing the reasons why doctors are paid more than nurses. And I've talked about the content for the question, and I've said how this is the main content to include. This about the price elasticity of supply of labour for doctors compared to nurses would get you to the higher marks, and would including a diagram if you had time. And it's this diagram I would advise showing for doctors. The main things to remember to get into your answer are, because it says analyse, you need to have detail. So you need to be in your answer using words like because, therefore, so, those kind of words, and that will get you more detail in your writing. You need to make sure that you apply. So you're talking about doctors and nurses and them training and how long that takes, and the reward that they get for training for longer if they're a doctor, and that they may have to make more difficult decisions as a doctor, things like that. That would be your application. You need to make sure that you are comparing the amount that doctors and nurses are being paid. So I would recommend for that you might want to use the word whereas. So you might say, doctors have to train for a long time, and therefore one of the rewards for this length of training is to get paid higher, whereas nurses, although they have to still train at university, it doesn't take as long and therefore they're paid less. So you need to make sure that you're comparing the two. The other things, as I talked about already, are including about price elasticity of supply in the different labour markets and how that will impact the pay differential, and also including a diagram. And remember that you do not need a conclusion for an analyse question. And for all of this, remember you need to make sure that you are doing paragraphs to make it nice and clear when you go on to a new point, so that the person marking it finds it easier to read. And that's the end of that question.